lovely people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jen. If this is the first time that you are seeing me, thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate you from my heart. Yeah, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you. I love you. I will never take this love that you guys are showing me. I will never take it for granted. If I do a video that you don't like, I beg, forgive me. Don't persecute me for that. Don't call me name. I beg, no call me name now. I don't call you name. I just appreciate and love you. But whether you call me name or not, I still love you. I still love and appreciate you. I will not take you for granted that you watched the video, you shared the video, you gave a thumbs up. I love you from my heart. I really love you. Thank you. So, we can say anything we want to say about President Trump. We can say anything we want to say. On his first one that he did, he was the president. I think they say 2018 or so, 2018. He called African people shithole. Yes, he made us angry that time that he called us shithole. But when you look at what the man is saying, the man is correct. The man is correct. You were thinking that the one he said before he said anything. Wait, he don't come again. Because this time, people were asking him, why didn't you invite not even one president from African whole continent? Why not? Even though, yeah, he invited Kumuyi to come and pray for them. They came and prayed, even though it wasn't where president is, but at least they were invited. And Nathaniel Bassi to come and sing, even though it wasn't where president is, but it's at least it's something. These two people, when the one that prayed, the Kumuyi, when he prayed, he didn't pray kabashing devil. This devil just went straight to the point and asked God to please come and help this guy, protect America. If it's in Nigeria, I beg, let me not mess this video up. So we are thinking that people ask me, say, Jen, do you write all these things that you talk down? If I write them down, I go make mistake. I just they talk from my head. So they asked him, they said, why didn't you invite one president from all African continent? And I heard too that some African continent, including Ahmed Bola Tinubu, were jumping up and down to come for them to be noticed to invite. You don't even see them. You don't even see them even in the mirror. So now they were asking him the question. Now he has come to give them the answer. You think so? He called you shithole before. Now they call you animal. I like this man though, because they do it in he talk. Now he's telling you guys that you guys are animals, that you guys are stupid. He said now Trump talk, not be me talk. Trump said people that have everything, but their people are poor. People that go to abroad though, and buy machinery that people used to go to war, only to use it to delete their people. They be human being. He said, "Una no be human being." I need you guys to watch you. Make people not come after me. Say, I talk say INEC select president no be human being. It's not only INEC select president. All the African people in the African continent, all the African leaders, he called all of you that all of you are not human, that you are animals. So collect the shithole and animals and no human being, put that together, anything you want to do. They see you. He is not seeing you. He does not give an F about you. He is only here for America. But if you want to doubt it, come and mess with America and see what happened. He is here. He said he is working for America. He's not working for Africa. If African leaders cannot take care of themselves, they can go and F themselves. I don't care. I don't see them. He will say whatever he wants to say and nothing will happen. You can go and jump up and down. Hey, Trump now is a president. Trump is doing nothing for you. Trump don't believe in handing over to you. Trump believe in hard work. and you have everything that it takes. He said you are an animal that comes to kill your people. You are an animal that cannot produce things. He said, una know here. He even said that all these leaders, they go to all these places, to like America, UK, whatever places, and they see all these things. Why can't they go to their country and duplicate what they are seeing from outside? I beg, watch the video, no be me talk up. Make them not say, this enemy of progress, she has started again. I beg, watch the video, how they analyze what President of America said since this inauguration. He didn't say it. The one that he said in 2018, na shito. This one, na animal ecolona. Now he say una no be human being. People who delete their people, they are not human being, and that's the truth. People who delete their people who don't care about whether their people eat, people who don't care whether their people go to school, you guys are not human beings. Hear it from this person so that you will know that Jane is just not making it up. From me to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Now, unlike previous U.S. presidential inaugurations, Trump decided to break tradition and invite several leaders from foreign countries. Usually, presidential inaugurations in the U.S. are usually a domestic affair. However, despite the number of foreign leaders at Trump's inauguration, many were surprised that not one African leader was invited. The absence of African leaders speaks a profound message, which is that Trump doesn't regard African leaders. But Trump has recently explained the reason for his decision. In this video, we are going to analyze Trump's reasons and what African leaders should take from it. As the day to Trump's inauguration approached, many African leaders, including Nigeria and Mozambique, expressed interest in attending the event. This was confirmed by an article published by the New York Post on January 11, 2025, under the headline, "Foreign Leaders Desperately Jockeying for Invite to Trump's Inauguration. They Are Going Crazy." A registered foreign agent was quoted as saying, "They are all going crazy. Chile, Peru, Nigeria, Mozambique." The agent added that the leaders were champing at the bit to attend. Unfortunately, none of them were invited. Those invited include Argentina's President Javier Milei, Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban, and even Chinese President Xi Jinping. Now, we know that Trump doesn't regard Africa. He made that very clear during his first term as president. In 2018, he referred to African countries in derogatory terms and didn't develop any relationship with Africa. Right now, Trump's attitude has not changed regarding Africa. He still doesn't regard the continent just like most Western leaders. However, there is something important that Trump has said that African leaders need to examine critically. He said, "If after 50 years of independence you have not built the necessary infrastructure for your people, are you human? If you sit on gold, diamonds, oil, uranium, iron, copper, silver, magnesium, crude oil, and gas, if your people die of hunger, without health and with nothing to live on, with terrible education, do you feel human? If you stay in power, you buy weapons abroad to kill your own citizens, are you human? If you despise and shoot your own citizens like nothing, who will respect them? If you become a thief in your own country, stealing resources destined for your country, while most of your brothers are miserable and living poorly, is that being human? Now, we can rage at Trump and call him out for being a racist, but these statements and questions are valid and fact. There is no doubt that the West has pillaged the conflict and African resources were used to build the West. But the truth is that African leaders collaborated with the West to make the continent this way. Take a look at history, and you will see numerous accounts of African leaders who worked with the West to destabilize their countries and exploit their country's resources. Till today, we see African leaders being puppets of the West with no shame. The question is, are these leaders happy with the current state of African development? When they travel to the West for meetings, aren't they motivated to replicate the development they see outside? You see, just like Trump, Western people disregard Africans. They associate Africans with poverty, disease, and inequality. This negative image and disrespect are all thanks to African leaders. As President Trump asked, if you despise and shoot your own citizens like nothing, who will respect them? Most African leaders are weak and unpatriotic. They are selfish and only think about their belly. They are not ambitious. They do not have grand plans for industrialization, innovation, and technology. If they did, there would be a lot of difference in their dealings with the West. Most African leaders and African politicians are corrupt. They bleed money from the economy and redirect funds meant for developmental projects into their personal accounts. Most times these accounts are set up in the West, and we have heard cases where the funds are seized by the foreign government. The situation of things is bad, which is why some Africans are no longer patriotic. They cannot fully defend their countries. The young ones are looking for opportunities to flee to the West. Some of them even follow dangerous routes and end up dying in the process. So yes, the West exploited and is still exploiting the continent. But we cannot close our eyes to the contributions of Africa's unpatriotic and weak leaders. The most annoying thing is that these leaders are very good at talking and lamenting the state of the continent, forgetting their role in it. The truth is that things will not change unless African leaders do better. The West will continue to disrespect and disregard the continent unless African leaders show some backbone. Take a look at Trump, for example. He is certainly not a weak leader. Trump has launched an agenda known as American First, and he has started implementing visible policies in this regard. Most countries might be affected by some of his policies, but Trump doesn't care. He is all about America. He is a strong leader doing what he believes is best for his people. The same thing can be said about the president of China and Russia's president. These leaders do not have two heads. Despite Western exploitation, Africa will only get better if African leaders stand against it. And they can. The three military leaders of the Sahel countries, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, are doing it. These leaders have been described by some Western politicians as sophisticated. Since they came into power, they have exhibited a level of patriotism and love for their country. These leaders have done far better than those so-called weak democratic leaders who are only interested in their bellies. Just imagine that the president of Nigeria was among those jockeying to attend Trump's inauguration. What a shame. Nigeria is experiencing one of the worst hardships since independence. Things are hard for the citizens. Inflation has gone ridiculously high. The currency is weak, and the country continues to depend on oil. Instead of President Tinubu figuring out how to improve the economy, his focus was on how to attend Trump's inauguration. So pathetic. We would have said that Africa's situation is dire if not for the fact that we now have African leaders like Burkina Faso Traoré. We can all agree that President Traoré is an exemplary, disciplined, and patriotic leader. Just like every strong leader, he has been doing what he knows is right for his country. Western media can call him a dictator, but Traoré is exactly what Burkina Faso needs currently. Unlike other African leaders, Traoré has a vision. The same vision that was established by Burkina Faso's revolutionary leader, Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara was a passionate African leader who desired to see Burkina Faso free from the shackles of the West. This was his vision, which he voiced out aloud and stood by. It's no wonder he was hated by the West, but he was a strong leader. French President François Mitterrand once called Sankara a difficult character after a discussion with him. The Western world, especially France, did not like him for several reasons. First, Sankara made it clear in speeches and interviews that Burkina Faso would no longer follow orders from Paris, Washington, or other Western capitals. Secondly, he stated that Burkina Faso would assert its sovereignty by establishing relations with all nations in the world, including those hostile to the West, such as Cuba, China, North Korea, and the Soviet Union. Thirdly, Sankara said Burkina Faso would stand in solidarity with, and sometimes directly support, oppressed peoples and liberation movements around the world, in line with revolutionary ideals. Fourth, Burkina Faso would promote true Pan-African unity, expressed through concrete actions by African governments and peoples, not just occasional statements. Sankara stood by his words and was able to achieve food self-sufficiency without the help of the West. Unfortunately, he was killed by France with the help of Blaise Compaoré, his friend who turned out to be another African leader. You can clearly see how African leaders work with the West to jeopardize their countries. Imagine if Blaise Compaoré had stood with Sankara and rejected the greed of power. Sankara would have lived long enough to truly transform Burkina Faso. The worst part is that after Blaise took over power, he couldn't even continue to implement the policies that Sankara pursued. He reversed everything and became a French puppet. Africans are indeed the problems of Africa. However, leaders like Ibrahim Traoré have given us hope. Traoré's decision to resist the West and make good decisions is a clear indication that every African leader can do the same if they want to. If African leaders want to be relevant on the global stage, they have to show that they are not weak.